Let's take a moment to set ourselves on the stage of who I am as a point of light, and I'm here in this world in my current form to perform my karma. So let's have a look at the Murli that Baba is talking about today. So the feeling of renunciation, that one extraordinary feeling that a soul goes through and experiences, is where we have seen Gautam Buddha's existence, where he left all his comforts of life in search of that one and liberated his soul. Yeah, today's Murli is a Murli where Baba is taking us through deeper concepts and the process of attaining success through having an attitude of unlimited disinterest. That's the essence of the Murli, which was originally spoken on the 19th of November 1984. So let's read the Murli together. It's a little long Murli, and let's be one with each word of this Murli, which is an experience that one can stay on and take on and set ourselves free from what we are seeing in the world today. Because this world is a trap of Maya, and how to set ourselves free is where this Murli is going to be an instrument for us. The essence of the Murli, as I mentioned, is the attainment of success through having an attitude of unlimited disinterest. Today, the world creator is looking at his elevated creation and the ancestor souls of creation, worthy of worship. Ancestor souls from everywhere are in front of Dada. With the support of the ancestor souls, all the souls of the world receive power and peace, and they are to receive it. All souls remember the worthy of worship ancestor souls whilst calling out to them as bestower of peace and power. At such a time, you souls who have become children of the bestower of the waves of peace, master ocean of peace, and master sons of peace, do you give everyone rays and waves of peace? Have you practiced doing this special service? Or have you become so busy in other types of service that you do not have time to do the special service and you lack this practice? Are you able to adopt a form of service according to the time? If someone is thirsty for water and you give him very delicious food, would he be content? In the same way, at present, there is a need for peace and power. With the power of your mind, you are able to make souls experience peace of mind. With words, You are able to make the sound reach their ears, but as well as with words, by serving through your minds, you can reach their minds. The sound of the mind reaches the mind. The sound of the mouth only reaches the ears and mouth. By only serving with words, there is the power of speech, but with the mind, there is the power of churning and the power of becoming a totally absorbed form. Both of these powers are attained. They just become those who listen, whereas the others become those who are going to become the form. There is a difference between the two. So let both always be together in service, words and the mind. At the present time, in what state did Baba see the people of Bharat? Now, they all have an attitude of temporary disinterest, like when someone has died. In Hindi, Baba in many of the Murlis use this word as Shamshani Vairagya. In order to inspire unlimited disinterest in those who have just temporary disinterest, you yourself have to become those who have unlimited disinterest. So check yourself. For the Baba is giving us various points to check ourselves. Are you sometimes interested and sometimes disinterested? Or have you become those who have constant, unlimited disinterest? To be one with unlimited disinterest means to be homeless, even without the home of the body. Even the body belongs to the Father. It is not yours. Remain detached from any awareness of the body to this extent. Someone who has unlimited disinterest is never influenced by sanskars, nature, or facilities. He is a detached master and becomes an embodiment of success whilst using the facilities. He makes the facilities the means. He will attain success in self progress by using the right method. He will attain success in making progress in service. He will make use of a support just in name but will not be dependent. To depend on a support means to be influenced. The meaning of the expression to be influenced, Vashibhut, is similar to when a soul is possessed and troubled by an evil spirit, that is Bhut. When you are influenced by a facility, sanskars, nature, or contact, means you are possessed or influenced as you would be by an evil spirit. Someone who has unlimited disinterest has constant intoxication that Karavan heart is making him do everything, and he would be a flying yogi, and even an even higher stage than that of an intoxicated yogi. With the limited methods of Hatha Yoga, they seem to be seated high above the land, fire, and water. They are considered to be those who are embodiments of success through yoga. Baba says that is temporary success through the method of Hatha Yoga. In the same way, those who have the method of an attitude of unlimited disinterest would be above any awareness of the land of body consciousness, beyond the fire of the many different types of vice of Maya, and they would be detached and saved from being swept away by the bad company of many different facilities. Very deep sentence. Just take a moment to reflect on this whole sentence. I will reread this sentence. In the Lokik world, through Hatha Yoga, we see yogis who have conquered over fire, water, and land. Baba here says that is temporary success through the method of Hatha Yoga. In the same way, those who have the method of an attitude of unlimited disinterest would be above any awareness of the land of body consciousness, beyond the fire of the many different types of vice of Maya, and they would be detached and saved from being swept away by the bad company of many different facilities, such as a current of water makes you belong to it and pulls you towards itself. In the same way, let no type of temporary current attract you to itself. To remain beyond the current of water is called being a flying yogi. All of these different forms of success are attained with the method of having unlimited disinterest. To have unlimited disinterest means to have an unlimited attitude, unlimited awareness, good feelings, and pure wishes in your every thought and word and in service. Let every thought be surrendered to unlimited service. Let every thought be surrendered to unlimited service. Let every word have selfless feelings. Let everyone experience vibration in you and your every act that Karavanhar is making you act. This is known as being one with unlimited disinterest. To be one with unlimited disinterest means to finish any awareness of the self. Instead, let there be the awareness of Baba in everything. Just as you chant the unlimited chant, in the same way, be an embodiment of awareness who is beyond all limits. Let there be the unlimited awareness and Baba merged in your every thought and breath. Therefore, you now have to become bestowers of peace and power and make souls who have limited temporary disinterest as when someone has died into those who have unlimited disinterest. So, according to the present time, Bapdada saw on the TV the result of the children while the children watched the TV about Indira Gandhi. So it is the time, I guess, uh, when Indira Gandhi's assassination happened. And Baba says it's okay if you saw it at that time for knowledge or for news. However, do not watch it with the feeling what happened, what will happen now. Be knowledgeful and see every scene with the awareness of the previous cycle. So, what did Babdada see in the children? The scene of the children was also entertaining. Baba saw three types of result. The first one is about those, so he says, these are the souls who are asleep in the sleep of carelessness whilst moving along. When there is suddenly a loud noise or when someone shakes them, then those who are asleep quickly wake up, but they only wake up for a time with the thought, what happened? And then they gradually go back to sleep in the sleep of carelessness. They would pull over them the sheet of this happens all the time and go back to sleep. This is just a rehearsal. The finale is yet to happen in the future. And with this, they pull the sheet up and cover their face. Second type of children, Baba says, these are those who are sleeping in the sleep of laziness. All of this was going to happen. What do they say? They say, all of this was going to happen and it happened. We are making effort anyway, and we will do so in the future too. We have to make effort at the confluence stage anyway. We have done some of it, and we will do some more in the future. They wake up and continue to watch others, just as a person who has woken up would poke his head up from under the sheet and look around to see who are still asleep around him. Those who are very well known are also moving along at the same speed as we are. That's what they say. Seeing the weaknesses of others in this way, they follow the sisters and brothers instead of following the father, and they even follow them in their weaknesses. Those who have such thoughts and are sleeping in the sleep of laziness definitely do wake up. On the basis of their zeal and enthusiasm, some even renounce their sleep of laziness. They even took steps forward for self progress and progress in service. The upheaval shook them and they did move forward. But the sanskar of laziness pulls them every now and again. Nevertheless, The upheaval did shake them and made them move forward. And the third result that Baba saw, he says, these are the ones who remain unshakable on seeing the upheaval. With elevated thoughts of service, they make different plans for service and fulfill them. These are the ones who give the whole world the help of peace and power, the ones who maintain courage and give others courage. Baba still saw such children. However, do not move along in a wave of temporary zeal and enthusiasm, temporary intense effort, or disinterest in weaknesses. Always maintain the awareness of being world transformers who transform adverse situations with the power of your original stage. When adverse situations make your stage progress, when the atmosphere rules you master almighty authorities, or when the temporary disinterest of the graveyard of human souls makes you into those who have unlimited disinterest for a temporary period, those are not the actions of ancestor souls. Here he connects where he started from in the Murli, where he mentions that he's seeing the ancestor souls, and here at this point he says what the ancestor souls should not look like and what is their role. When time, the creation makes master creators move forward, that is a weakness in the master creators. Your elevated thoughts will transform time. Time is cooperative with you, world transformer souls. Do you understand? You are not those who move forward when time shakes you, but you move yourselves forward and bring the time close. That's what ancestor soul is all about. The question has arisen in many, what will happen now? And I think that's the question that each one of us, even at present, have, because whatever is happening in the world around, though we know that it's going to happen, this entire war scenario which has been started between Israel and Iran, that's the beginning. And this Murli was spoken in 1984. Today we are in 2025, almost after 20 years plus, but 30 years plus. The question has arisen in many, what will happen now? However, change that question into a full stop. That is, make yourself full in all subjects, that is Gyan, Yoga, Dharana, and Seva. This is the full stop. What will happen at a time like this? Let this question not arise, but instead ask yourself, what do I have to do? What is my duty at this time? Engage yourself in this service. And I will use an example of firemen. For that he says, firemen engage themselves in putting out a fire. They don't ask what happened. They engage themselves in their service, do they not? In the same way, the duty of you spiritual social workers is to engage yourselves in spiritual service. Let the people of the world also experience something unique. Do you understand? Even so, according to the time, you have still arrived here. So even in those times, difficult situation that was there in India, I think Baba is referring about that even whatever was happening now did not stop you. You still reached Madhavan. Says, even so, according to the time, you have still arrived here. No matter what the situations were, the drama still enabled the gathering of the meeting to take place. You became even more lucky to arrive here. You are happy that it is in your fortune to have arrived here, are you not? Baba is welcoming. He says, welcome. All of you children are the beauty of Madhavan. The decoration of Madhavan has arrived in Madhavan. It is not just Baba of Madhavan. There are also the children of Madhavan. Acha, Baba views all his children who have arrived here from everywhere through their thoughts, love, and angelic forms, the inheritance and the blessings of may you always be unshakable, always those who have unlimited disinterest, and always be flying yogis. Just take a moment and take these blessings from Baba. May you always be unshakable, always those who have unlimited disinterest, and always be flying yogis. To those who are constant embodiments of unlimited awareness, to those who are conquerors of sleep, of carelessness and laziness, to those who are constantly unlimited embodiments of remembrance, to such ancestor and worthy of worship souls, Bapdada's love, remembrance, and namaste from us children, love, remembrance, and namaste to our dear Bapdada. Baba is further talking about the seva that Dadiji and Jagdish Pai gave in the foreign lands. Dadiji and Jagdish Pai gave Bab Dada news of their tour abroad and gave love and remembrance. Baba is, to them, Baba is telling, you gave everyone an experience by giving them the message. You increased their love and relationship. Now they will come forward to claim their rights. The part of benefiting many souls is merged in your every step. With this fixed part, you gave zeal and enthusiasm to everyone's heart. You played a very good part of service and love. Bab Dada is Karavanhar and also the one who observed as the detached, who was an observer as a detached observer. He made you do it and he also watched you. Bab Dada is proud of the children's zeal and enthusiasm and their courage. In the future, too, the sound will be heard even more loudly. Such a loud sound will be made that all the Kumbhakarans will open their eyes to see what has happened. The fortune of many will change. You came back having prepared the land and sown the seeds. Now the seed will quickly bear fruit. The fruit of revelation is definitely going to emerge. That time is coming closer. And we've seen all the services in the lands abroad have grown in leaps and bounds from 1984 and today 2025. You went there, and as a result of the service you did there, they themselves will come running here. They will experience it to be like a magnet pulling them from far away. The feeling will be as though someone is pulling them. In the beginning, many souls had a spiritual pull, as though someone was pulling them and that they should go somewhere. In the same way, all of those people will come here having been pulled. You experienced the spiritual pull increasing, did you not? With this increase, they will be pulled and they will come flying here. That scene is also going to take place. This is all that now remains. The message carriers go to give the message, but the last scene is when they themselves come to the true pilgrimage place. The land is now ready for that. The seed has also been sown, and the fruit is now about to emerge. Acha, you went to both sides. Everyone's courage, zeal, and enthusiasm reaches Bapdada. Because the majority have zeal and enthusiasm for service, they are easily moving forward in becoming conquerors of Maya. When you are free, there is also an attack of Maya. But when you remain busy with your heart, not as a duty, then because you remain busy in service with your heart, you easily become conquerors of Maya. So, Babdada is pleased to see the children's zeal and enthusiasm. There, the facilities are easily available and they are also able to obtain them. They have the aim, they make effort, and they easily have the facilities available. Because of all these three things, they are easily claiming a number ahead in the race. Baba is talking about all of this about people from the foreign land. It is good. However, it is no less in this land either. Each one of you is moving ahead on the basis of your own zeal and enthusiasm. The name has to be spread from this land. The success of the lands abroad also depends on this land. They are very much aware of this and consider it to be their duty, and they are aware that they have to glorify the name. Bharat has to be awakened with the sound from abroad. You have made this aim firm and are also fulfilling it. You are preparing them, but as yet the sound has only reached the lands abroad. For the sound from abroad to reach this land, it has to come flying here. They are now flying. The sound is still traveling. It will arrive flying here. The sound is now spreading very well abroad, but the sound of the lands abroad has yet to reach this land. Acha, whatever part you played it well. You have cooperation and the blessing of constantly moving forward. Each soul has its own part. The more experienced you become, the more you will continue to move forward on the basis of that experience. Whatever Karavan heart made happen through whomever, he made it happen according to the drama. It was the best of all. He inspires service to happen through an instrument. So he inspired you to serve and you become instruments. You accumulated and you will continue to accumulate in the future. Acha, Om Shanti. Let's take a few moments in silence to reflect this deep Murli, and then we come back to share our takeaways from this. It unmuted shared takeaways.
Om Shanti Dakiben.
Om Shanti.
What a woman. And I was just saying, the dates. The dates were very relevant to me because first of all, the last Murli was on 26th August. So this looks like the new Murli for the season. And only when I came to the latter part of the Murli did I understand the dates more. Because 31st October, when Mrs. Gandhi was assassinated, and 19th November, which is the date of the Murli, was her Lokik birthday too. So it really, because to be very honest, I was a great admirer and lover of Mrs. Gandhi. I don't know why both these dates gave me, and so even though it was such a big event, Baba just started with us from our Purvajatma, Puja Atma. You are bestowers of peace. You're a master oceans of peace, master sun of peace. And now it's need for the time to give peace and power. And his lovely way of speaking about words and mind, like when he said the sound of mind reaches the mind. So that seva even which he said. And again, when he goes to the big paribhasha of unlimited disinterest, like I've had so much he has spoken about unlimited disinterest, Bear Vairagya. I like that new part which he said, whenever, of course, it's a detached awareness of the body. He says, whenever you're influenced by a samskar, it means you're influenced by a evil spirit. Something hitting it was when he spoke. And of course, when he said about what is the intoxication you should have, that it is the Karavanhar. So I got one word out of it, Udita Ramta Yogi. Everywhere it was just unlimited, unlimited, unlimited. So these first three paragraphs was based, I understood, when he touched upon. And again in that carelessness, laziness, unshakable. I think the three kind of people he spoke, and so well it has been defined. I think we have to go through each of that. Who are the carelessness people जो सो जाते हैं? Who are the laziness people? They take the chadar above their head, but slowly lifted. See क्या हो रहा है दुनिया में? And third is of course the unshakable. Wonderful, I think, churning to be taken from this Murli, this first part. Om Shanti.
Yes, Gajaban, thank you for that entire flowchart of the Murli, because Baba started the Murli with that intoxication of who you are, those ancestral souls, and he filled us so much with that Swaman, and then he takes us through the whole process. And the way you spoke about Bhoot and Vashibhoot, that distinction that Baba gave in today's Murli was something which touched me as well when I was reading the Murli yesterday. That it's so true. When I don't know how much is the truth, but when people say कि किसी भूत का attack हुआ है or you have some evil spirit, the way they behave is so crazy. And that's exactly happens when we are influenced by somebody's sanskar or our own sanskars for that matter, or if we are attached to the sadhans while we're doing any kind of sadhana, or I can do things only when this is available. Whenever that conversation comes, this is all about in the in the influence of that spirit. It may not be an evil spirit, but it's an influence. And I myself really like that entire uh, do, explanation that Baba gives around how you need to set yourself off from this trap of Maya. Very well said, Girjaben. And yes, let's churn all of these points. I would invite each one of you to share your takes from this whole Murli, which is so real. Even if we look at while we are right now talking, what's happening in the world, complete direction that Baba has given as to what should be our way of being as ancestral soul in even the present time. So, would anybody like to share their thoughts on this?
Shanti. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so I like this sentence. Baba says, "The sound of the mind reaches the mind, and the sound of the mouth only reaches the ear and mouth." So that really talk about how much we have to, concentrate to the self, and rather than coming into sound, we can radiate the peace and um, positive energy out to the world. And that happens only when we do the churn, right? Powerful churn. So the power goes out of us in the form of vibration and reaches everyone. So that's really does. So, other than that, it was really nice to hear about the unlimited disinterest that what Baba would like to see us practicing. So, and the disinterest is to be homeless, even without home of the body. So this is also a home of the body. Right? The body is also a home. So we have to go beyond the body. That means go beyond the home. And everybody belong to the Father, right? It is not us. So everybody have that rights to get to Baba and experience that. So only when I have that unlimited disinterest, only then that I think of doing it. Otherwise, if there is no unlimited disinterest, then somewhere or the other, I am attracted to the world or the facilities of the world that is being provided. So Baba also said that unlimited disinterest means we have to be even come out of or the influence of our sanskars, nature, and the facilities that we all have, right, that we all experience here. So, um, going beyond all that. So I think when we go beyond the home of body, I think naturally all other things will go out of us. Yeah, so that's the takeaway. Thank you.
Yeah, approach is always inward out, right? We just can't go out without we practicing for our own selves. So I'm sure Vijay, you'll be able to connect on this because you do some sessions on uh,
Yes,
digital detox, where we say that focus on inner net more than the internet.
exactly. Yeah, very well said.
And only when we focus on that inner net, that's working on our own self, where we'll be able to speak the language of mind, or and when we are in that state is when the soul will be able to give the other souls what's been required by them. Because if you look at it, the later part of the later part of the Murli Baba says, what is your duty and responsibility as an ancestral soul? You have no time to get yourself influenced or attached to anything which is external, because it's only going to be your stage that will serve the world in such
So
upheaval that's happening around.
yeah,
And
right. So,
I'm reiterating the
like you,
same thing, Yeah, go ahead.
but yeah, like you rightly mentioned, even Baba often mentioned this in even the Sakar Murlis also. The time is very less that we can sense it, right? So every time something is happening around us or in the world, we feel that the time is running out, or it's kind of reducing. Even in yesterday's Sakar Murli also, Baba said that we have to become completely perfect. Soon the time is very less, so we have to remember Baba Mam Ekam Yad Kar. So similarly here, if we look around the chaos that is taking place in the world right now, right? So that is also giving us the message very clear form that the time is really very less. How much time we have in our hand, we have no idea. It's like we have to do intense push-up and intensify the effort that we are making.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like a
fine.
race.
Yes.
Okay.
Race with grace it is what I'll say, because we have no time to look at crying and even talking about what's happening around. Just pay attention to your own self, because we are here as Baba's instrument to serve the world. And I really
Yeah.
feel that this really is an extension of what we were reading yesterday.
In other words, we can say we have become an instrument to bring the God's energy into this planet.
Yeah, and Baba very clearly mentions that the whole state that one has to be is, we are an instrument and Karavanhar will get his work done. But we need to play our part of an ancestral soul, be one with it. Yes, yes, Vinod Bhai.
Dr.
Girjavan, can we first hear Vinod Bhai and then
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
come
Vinod
to you,
bhai,
yeah?
Vinod.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sister
But-
Om Shanti. Uh, Baba today compared the body to land or home. That is again a very interesting comparison. I was feeling in Laukik, I've heard when they are too tired, I mean, the elderly saying when they're too tired of being on the earth, they would like to go home, the supreme abode. Baba today says unlimited disinterest is also being away from the attraction of the land or the home, that is the body itself. That was a very nice way of putting across that be a soul conscious person. And later, Baba says to have unlimited disinterest is to have an elevated awareness, attitude, thoughts, and feelings. So, this brought me a new perspective into understanding this unlimited disinterest.
I agree, where Baba also says, be free from the land of your own body. And then he says, be free from the fire of vices. If you look at those three things that he's mentioned there, that's another process that he's asking us to. How can you reach the stage of unlimited disinterest? So that practicing it again boils down to the same thing, that inner practice, your own practice will support you to first have that, so that you can give experience to those who have temporary disinterest, because each human being on this planet, maybe for a moment, but have experienced something called as samshani vairagya, the graveyard disinterest. So that which is very temporary. So to convert that, first you need to be in the stage of permanent unlimited disinterest, so that you can give the same to the world out. Yes, Girijaben.
Even I liked as Vinod Bhai said, something different, homeless. But immediately the next word, when he said body, it like. But you were speaking about extension of the Murli. It is there, the one thing that Baba said, cancel absolute awareness of the self. And that was the heart of the Murli yesterday. Swar Sarvake Seva. So even I was looking at that. But these three categories which Baba has given away: carelessness, so cute. In carelessness, I pull over the blanket. In laziness, I poke and see through the blanket, and the third unshakable. But I told Baba, now we need a fourth category. I was just taking the present day world scenario. Neither do I pull over my blanket. I definitely throw my blanket and say, hey, my God, what's happening? Or so peeping through, I don't peep. I want to have a good look. And I'm not unshakable, to be honest. Everything what is happening in the world around definitely affects me. If I'm going to go around and tell, oh, this is how it's going to happen, and time happen, and even the people who respond, there's a Shamshan Vairagya. They are just feeling sad and of a time back. Take after 2 years, 3 years, say 2 or 3 months, this unlimited, this disinterest will go. So I said, Baba, don't you think we need a fourth category over here? I don't know. I was just feeling this is maybe 1984 at that time. This category was this. This was what when you were talking about Shamshan Vairagya. But just to put the last one, Rakiben, did you see what Baba spoke about Bharat? The sound awakening should be from Bharat. And who should awaken Bharat? People from abroad. I really couldn't get that. The sound should be heard from the lands abroad, and that sound should be heard in Bharat, and Bharat should awaken. That's what he was telling the two
Yes,
lovely
yes.
people. I I wanted to really understand that this is the one which gets awakened first. Bharat is everything, but now see something different. Baba is saying, बाहर का आवाज भारत में आना है, फिर भारत उठेगा. I don't know. I
So,
found it something.
see, from my perspective, one perspective that I'm getting here is, if we look at it, people in Bharat are always attracted towards something which is coming from abroad. Okay? Of course, now it's become a little common, but anybody who has done their education outside in those days was like welcomed. You know, there's always a craze in Bharat of somebody coming from abroad, somebody going abroad. Today, maybe it has become a part and parcel of every family. In those days, it was maybe 1% out of 100 people would go abroad. And when they come back, they've been welcomed. There's so much of craze around it. So Baba says that people in India would value all this when the noise will come back from abroad. So yes, Bharat is the place from where is this awakening happens, and there'll be instruments will go abroad and do the service. Okay? But when the noise will be seen on the foreign land, that noise will be heard back in this land. And then you will see those who are not awakened in this country in Bharat would also be awakened. That was one perception or reflection that was came in when Baba was talking about this.
But don't you
Others
think
would
his
say that
statement is very emphatic? Bharat has to be awakened with the sound from abroad. And two lines before he's saying, Bharat is nothing less. I found the
yeah,
statement very emphatic.
I get that. But see, when you look at this, Baba says that, see, everything happened from Bharat. Now, if you look at it, of course, Pakistan at those point in time was a part of Bharat. So everything, the establishment happened in Bharat. Okay. But the kind of um, opposition was also there here in this land. There was so much of the initial part of Yagya, there was so much of opposition, so much of battle that had already been fought in the earlier stage. Once the establishment happened here, and if we look at it, the whole service in the lands abroad happened after Baba became a Vyakt. And after that, Baba is telling that everything, and then after that, there were instruments being sent across the world one by one, and the service happened. And today, if we go to most of the countries in the world, have the presence and have have the knowledge. At least few souls in the world in that particular region. The areas where we have maximum space for maybe Australia, America, and Europe, and Africa. But it took a while to establish ourselves in the land abroad. but the service there happened faster than that happened in Bharat. And when the noise came from there, is when those who probably at that point of time did not accept, or maybe new souls who would always value which comes from abroad, saw this knowledge for them to move ahead in their journey, in their soul journey. That was my reflection on this whole point. Yes, Girjaben, did you get there?
Yeah, but Rakiben, I have to go back to
Yeah,
that
that's
paragraph.
Baba, right?
No,
Baba
but I
knows
have
how to
always
do.
Jagdish Bhai, when he comes back. That's what yesterday when I was telling Vimesh Bhai, it's such, you must really go through his service news. So many new, it's sometimes very humorous, whether he's spoken about the tree or whether he has spoken absolutely, I'll tell you, scintillating his service news. So that's why this news, I don't know how did he take it? How did he take, what was
Or
his thing to
knowing
Bab
Jagdish
Dada?
Pai, he'd always considered, so whatever you may have met up with him, but whatever I have heard and whatever little I have listened to his classes or his stories, I guess he had been already always in the state of surrender. For him, it was Baba getting work done through him. So if I look at it, he's that Nirman space soul always. All right, we have already ticked the clock. Let's have 1 minute silence in experiencing the state of who I am as the ancestor soul, free from all influences across. Om Shanti. Let's take this whole experience of practicing the state of being in unlimited disinterest as a practice for the day, and we meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. And before we close the session, announcement for this Sunday, Arifai shall be conducting the sard of a couple of murlis that we have read, along with some qualities of Mama. So it's going to be power of acceptance. It's going to be the base of the session. Om Shanti.